Hello friends, in this video lecture today we'll discuss about 8051 timers. So in 8051 we have two 16-bit timers and they are named as timer 0 and timer 1. So these timers they are used to do different functions. Mainly they are used to generate a delay. So the delay you can generate the delay by using even software instructions also, but the delay generated by using the software instructions is not precise. So to have a precise delay, the exact delay, we need to use the hardware timers. So we are using timer 0 and timer 1 in 8051. The precise delay is required in different applications. So especially you can see in robotic embedded system applications like robotics, where the moment of arm required a precise or specific delay. So in such cases it is used. And this how this delay is produced in these timers is by using the internal clock. So these 8051 timers, they use the internal clock generated from the oscillator, counting the number of internal clock pulses to generate the time delay required. So the maximum count that is possible in these 8051 timers is 65535, because we have the number of bits in the timer is 16 bits. So by using 16 bits, the maximum value that we can count is 65536, that is 0 to 65535. So the maximum count is possible. So once the count has reaches its maximum value, then it generates an interrupt, that is it sets a flag. Generally that is called as a overflow flag. So once the overflow flag is set, it can be used to generate an interrupt to the processor. On receiving the interrupt, the processor may execute a subroutine likewise. So main function of these timers, so that is used to produce delay. And the timers they count the clock pulses in a up count manner. So that is the counters with the timers, they count the values either in a down count or up count. The timers usually here they count the values in up count way, that is 0 1 2 and 2 3 and so on, the maximum value. So once the maximum value is reached, then it generates an interrupt, that is it sets an overflow flag, then that is used to generate an interrupt. And the other function of these 8051 timers is the counters. So the counters, that is a counting operation, they access counters to perform the counting operation. So an external pin in the 8051, one of the pin of the 8051 is used to count the external inputs. So it can be used in applications like in airports. We can use it in airports to count the number of bags, the number of the luggages on the conveyor belt, or it can also be used to count the events, like you can count the number of persons entering into a room. So you can place a sensor system at the door and then you can count the number of persons entering the room. So whenever each person enters the room, then the count is incremented by 1. So it is also used, so these timers they are also used to count the transitions on the external pin, that is they are used to count the external events. So 8051 timers, they can also be used as a counters. And then they are also used to generate baud rates for the serial port. So baud rate is the number of bits, the rate of transmission for the serial communication. So that rate of transmission, the number of bits transmitted per second, so that rate is generated, for that baud rates are generated in these 8051 timers. So these are the different functions of these 8051 timers. So to do all these operations, they need to be configured. So these timers they need to be configured in different modes, and some of the bits need to be configured. Some of the control bits are required. So all these are done through the some special function registers. So these timers, they are having a few special function registers that are shown here. So these are the special function registers, SFRs, related to the timers. So some of the special function registers are shown here. So TH0, TL0, they are related to the timer 0. So they are used to store the higher order value and lower order value of the timer 0. So we know that timer 0 is a 16-bit timer. So it has a 16-bit value. So in that 16-bit value, the lower byte is in the timer TL0 register and higher byte is in TH0 register. And similarly for timer 1, we have TH1 and TL1 registers, and they are used to hold the higher order value of timer 1 and lower order value of timer 1 registers, and their specific addresses are also shown here. For TH0 it is 8CH, and for TL0 it is 8AH, and TH1 it is 8DH, and TL1 it is 8BH. By using these addresses you can write the value to the registers or read these registers values. And then we also have two more registers called as TCON and TMOD. So TCON is the timer control registers, provides the control operations for the timers, and one of the modes of the timers can be selected by using the TMOD register. So these are the registers that are mainly used in the 8051 timers. So let us look at the TCON and TMOD register in detail. First we look into the TMOD SFR. So TMOD SFR is an 8-bit register whose address is 89H, and in which 8 bits are there. So D0 to D3 is the lower bits, and D4 to D7 is the higher bits. So the lower 4 bits they are used for timer 0, and the higher 4 bits they are used for timer 1. So first look into the timer 0 bits, that is the lower bits, D0, D1, D2, D3. So D0, D1 bits they are used to select one of the modes of the timer. So you can see M0 is the mode 0 bit of the timer 0, M1 is the mode 1 bit of the timer 0. So they are used to set the mode for the timers. So there are 4 modes are possible in 8051 timers, that is 00, 01, 10, 11, 13-bit timer. And if this D0 D1 combination is 01, then it is a 16-bit timer. In case if the combination is 10, then it is a 8-bit auto reload timer. Otherwise if both the bits are 11, then it is a split timer mode, 8-bit split timer mode is selected. So I have 4 different modes. You can select one of the modes of the timer by using these D0 and D1 bits for the timer 0. And D2 bit is used to select the operation for the timer as a timer to generate the delay, or acts as a counter to count the external events. So D2 bit is used to select the counter or timer for the timer 0. If this bit is set to 1, then it counts the pulses on the external pin, that is pin 3.4. So that is port 3.4 actually. So that is in 8051 we have 4 ports, and the port number 3.3 and pin number 4 with 3.4, it is used to count the events for the timer 0, external events for the timer 0. So if this bit is set to 1, then it acts as a counter, count the events on the pin 3.4, and if this bit is set to 0, then it counts on every mission cycle, that is it counts the number of clock pulses to provide the timing, that is delay for the different applications. So this is the D2 bit. So you can select the counter or timer by using this D2 bit. If this is set to 1, then the counter mode is selected, then it counts the external events. Whereas if this bit is set to 0, then it counts the internal clock pulses, generates the delay. And D0, D1 they are used to select the mode for the timer. And D3 bit is a gate bit. So it is used to count on interrupts. So if this bit is 1, then it count only if you have the interrupt on the pin P3.2. So if you have interrupt, then it counts that events or interrupts. So the events can be given through the interrupts. So it counts the events through the interrupts in this case. Otherwise if it is set to 0, then it just count the regardless of the interrupts, neglects the interrupt pins. So remember this is a gate pin that is used to count on interrupts. And similarly D4, D5, D6, D7, they are same as the D0, D1, D2, D3, but these are for timer 1 and these are for timer 0. So D4, D5, so they are mode bits for timer 1. So they use it to select one of the modes for the timer 1. So timer 1 modes are same as the timer 0 modes, and D6 bit is same as the D2 bit, and that is used to select the count mode or timer mode for timer 1. And then D7 bit is same as D3, that is used for as a gate bit for the timer 1. So this is the T mode register. So T mode register is to set the mode for the timers and selecting the counting or timer operation. And then let us look into the TCON register. So if you look at the TCON register, that is a control register for timer, and whose address is 88H. And if you look at this, it is also having 8 bits, that is D0 to D7, that is higher to lower, and D7, D6, D5, D4 higher order bits, they are used for timers. You can see that D7, D6, D5, D4 they are used for timers, TF1, TR1, TF0, whereas the D3, D2, D1 and D0 bits, they are used for interrupts. So they are not related to the timers, they are used for interrupts. So we'll discuss about this D3, D2, D1, D0 in the interrupts of the 8051. And now let us look into the D7, D6, D5, D4 bits related to the timers. So D7 bit is used to set the overflow flag bit. So once the count has reaches its maximum value, so we know that the timers, they are based on the register size, they are having the maximum value. So once the maximum value has reached, then the timer gets overflow, then it generates a overflow flag. So the timer 1 overflow flag gets set to 1 if this bit is 1, and if D6 is used to on or off the timer, so you can on the timer or off the timer by using D6 bit. If the D6 bit is set to 1, then timer goes to on state, that is it goes to run state, TR1, timer run state. Or else if the bit D6 is 0, then the timer goes to off state. Whereas D5, D4 they are used for timer 0, overflag bit and timer run bit. That is by using D4. If you set the D4, timer 0 goes to on state, and if D4 bit is 1, then timer 0 goes to on state. If D4 bit is 0, then timer 0 goes to off state. And then D5 they are used to generate the interrupt for the controller. So that is once the timer 0 has reaches its maximum value, then it sets the D5 bit to 1, then that D is used to generate an interrupt to the processor, the controller. And the rest of the bits, as I told you, the rest of the bits, they are used for interrupts. So these are the registers that are used in the timers. So control registers and mode registers. So control registers is used to on or off the timers, and also they are used to generate interrupts to the controller. Now let us look at the different modes of operations of the timer. So as I told you, we have 4 different modes of operations in timer. So let us look at the 4 different modes of operations of the timer. Now first we will look into the mode 0. So mode 0 is a 13-bit timer. So you can select the mode 0 by selecting the D0, D1 for timer 0 and D4, D5 for the timer 1. So by setting these bits to 0, 0, you can select the mode 0 for the timer. So in mode 0, the timer acts as a 13-bit timer. So you can see the control here. So this control is used to select the timer or counter. So oscillator is internal oscillator divided by 12. So the clock frequency generated by the oscillator is divided by 12 for the internal clock. So that is internal clock is selected through this one. So you can select the internal clock or you can select the counter through the T1 pin. So T1 pin of the 8051 is used as external pin, that is P3.4 or 3.5. So 3.4 for the timer 0 and 3.5 for the timer 1. So that we have seen already. So T1 bit, so T0 bit for 3.4, that is 3.4, and T1 is 3.5. So that bit is set to 1 for count, D2 bit is set to 1 for a counter, and 0 for timer mode. So setting this bit D2 or D6 bit is the control here. So setting this D2 bit to 1, then the counter is selected, that is T1 is selected here. In case setting this bit to 0, then oscillator is selected. So that is you can select the internal clock for the delay, or you can select the external event for counting the values. And then this TR1 is a timer run bit, and if this has to be set to 1 for timer on. So if this bit is set to 0, then timer goes to off state, then no operation is performed on the timer. So for making the timer on, then this TR1 bit always should be 1, so that the timer goes to on state. And this gate bit, we already have seen that this gate bit has to be set to 1 upon counting the interrupts. So in case if this gate bit is 0, then this interrupt count is disabled. So this is the control part for the timer. So the control part for the timers is same in all the modes. So you can select the count mode, or you can select the oscillator for internal clock for timer operation, or you can select the T1 pin for counting operation, and you can on the timer by using a TR1 bit, or you can off the timer. And you see that it is a 13-bit timer. So in timer only we are using 13 bits. So lower 5 bits and higher 8 bits are used. So in overall 13 bits are used. So by using 13 bits you can count a maximum value is provided only up to 8192. So that is from 0 to 8191 counts are provided. Once the count has reached its maximum value, then generates the overflow flag, or it sets the overflow flag TF1 as it is discussed for timer 1. And similarly, now look into the mode 1. Mode 1 is a 16-bit timer mode, and this is popularly used mode in timer and the 8051 timers. So this is mainly used for generating the baud rates. So it's a 16-bit timer mode, and the control part is same as the mode 0, that is you can select the internal clock oscillator through the oscillator divided by 12, or you can select the count mode by using T1 pin through the T1 pin, or you can on and off the timer by using TR1, and you can control the interrupt through the gate bits. And then here you are using a 16-bit timer, so all the 16 bits of the timer are used. So the lower 8 bits and the higher 8 bits, all the 16 bits in the timer are used. So by using these 16 bits you can count up to the maximum value, that is 65,535 counts are possible. So that is 0 to 65,535 maximum count is possible. Once the maximum count has reached, then it generates a overflow flag, that is TF1. So this is mode 1 and mode 0 bits, mode 0 of operations. Now let us look into the mode 2 and mode 3 of operations of the timer. Mode 2 is the timer auto reload mode. So it's an 8-bit mode. So that is each timer can be used as an 8-bit timer, that is it is a 16-bit timer, so it is only used for counting 8-bit value. Another 8-bit value is used for auto reloading. So you can see that the control part is the same as the mode 0 and 1, and whereas if you look at the output part, that is a TL1 timer lower 1 8 bits are used for the counting operation. So if you are using only 8 bits for counting operation, so the maximum value that is possible is 255. So 2 power 8, that is 256. So that is 0 to 255 counts are possible by using 8 bits. So TL1 is used to count the values from 0 to 255, and TH1 is used for auto reload. So for example, in TH1 you can set any value, predefined value can be set into the timer higher value TH1. For example, you can place a 44 value in TH1. So if you place a 44 value in TH1, then TL1 will get the value 44H, and start counting from the value 44, and then it reaches its maximum value to 55. So when TL1 reaches its maximum value to 55, then it generates the timer overflow flag. On timer overflow, again the TL1 is auto reloaded with the value of TH1. So we know that TH1 value is fixed, that is 40, we set it to the 44. So the 44 is again loaded into the TL1, so TL1 starts counting again from the 44. In case in TH1 if you loaded a value 87, then 87 is loaded into the TL1. So any value can be set into the TH1. You can set a value 6 to the TH1, then the value 06 is loaded into the TL1. So any value, for example, you can set A0 or A1, any value that can be set into the TH1 value, 8-bit value. So that is automatically reloaded to the TL1 value on timer overflow. So this is the timer auto reload mode, and this timer auto reload mode they are used for baud rate generations in serial port communications. So this is mainly used for baud rate generations. And mode 3 is a split timer mode. And so in mode 3 only timer 0 is used for a split timer mode. Timer 1 is not used in the split timer mode, only timer 0 is used in the split timer mode. So in timer 0 that is used as a 2 8-bit timers. So timer 0 is actually a 16-bit timers, 16-bit timer. So that 16-bit timer is used here as a 2 separate 8-bit timers. So they are used to count values up to 255. So timer lower is used to count the value up to 255, and timer higher is also used to count the value up to 255. So once they have reached their maximum values, they are used to generate the overflow interrupts separately. So that is the split timer mode. So only timer 0 is used in split timer mode to act as a 2 separate 8-bit timers to generate the interrupts on timer overflow. And the timer 1 which is not used can also be used for baud rate generation. So mode 3 is used in cases in an applications where you require the baud rate generation as well as the timer generations, that is the delay generation is required. Then you can use the mode 3 for generating the delay. You can use timer 0 both as a 2 8-bit timers, and you can use timer 1 for the baud rate generation. So this is about the timers.